As you can see, the pain cave's all set up ready for today's instalment. Today I'll be taking on a Category B Zwift Race by Kickr Racing. Not done one of these for about 6 months, so I thought I'd give it a go and see where I am in my training. Well, here we go, 6 months away from Zwift Racing, and I thought I'd give a crack this morning at this Kickr Racing event. 24 miles long, 486 feet of elevation, and I haven't done one since about April. Should be about an hour long. Hopefully be able to hold the group. The field in this B race is 20 strong, so let's see how we get on. Just wanted to say a massive thanks for tuning into this video. I'm new to the YouTube scene, and I've got plenty of other things I want to do with online content, so if you like this video, please click the like button, click the subscribe button. As you can see with these races, they're always quick out the pen. Top left hand corner shows my watts that I'm producing, my cadence, revolutions per minute, my heart rate, my average power and calories burnt. So at the moment, obviously just starting off, it's 3 laps of this circuit, just getting under the start line now. As you can see, 22 in the field, registered now with this event. Just settling into the pack just to get myself into this event and ready for what might happen. I've had a few questions with regards to the pain cave setup. I'm actually riding the Wahoo Kickr bike, and that's mounted on a Omni rocker plate. The Omni rocker plate gives you the effects of and the feel of being out on the road. It tilts left to right, rocks back and forth as well, so as you change your seated position to standing, the bike moves below you as if you feel the effects of being out on the road. All the details of that will be in the link description at the bottom. As you can see now, we're half a mile into this race, put out an average of just over 300 watts at the moment. Everyone's just trying to find their feet. My aim is to try and stay within the top 5 riders, to see what the pack does, see what moves, see what goes, and just sort of settle myself in that top 5. Hopefully be able to follow anything that moves. So the rest of the setup in the pain cave, I've got 2 42-inch TVs. The top TV is paired with Apple TV, which is what I ride Zwift on, and then the bottom TV is just for my entertainment, so be it YouTube or TV programs. So as you can see in the video, I'm wearing my team speed suit, League of Swindon Cycles. I'm not really sure if an aero suit is really ideal for indoors. I'm not going to get any benefits from it, but I know it's comfortable. I know it's nice and cool. Along with that, I've got the Wahoo Kickr Headwind fan, which is down in front of me, which is controlled by my Bluetooth on my phone. So obviously as the race goes on, I can increase the fan speed to adapt, or I can set it to adjust with my heart rate depending on how I'm feeling. Looks like a bit of an attack going off the front here. I'm still sort of sitting in the bunch, 13th, around that sort of sitting in the pack. You just start seeing somebody moving off the front now. Getting quite a few seconds in us, but the pack isn't really responding to it. They're just letting that rider go. Got a couple of seconds ahead now, so just see if this group's going to work to bring him back. I'm just going to try and sit in and just see. A couple more move in, so I'll just move up slowly now and just see if the pack comes with me. Doesn't look like there's much movement behind me, but just trying to close that gap down. Don't want to get anyone away this early with the first 2 miles of the race. Just sitting in, just seeing if we can pull that rider back. This is quite good time in these sorts of races to gauge who's actually willing to do some work, who's going to be making moves, who's going to be moving forward when things go. There's a few riders now that I've started to look at, seem to move up and then sit at the back of the group. That rider now has got 4 seconds in us, and we're slowly trying to bring it back, but just grouped out a little bit now and just trying to move on to see if we can bring that 4 seconds down. Moving along nicely now, just bringing the gap down to that rider up front, just closing the gap a little bit myself here, just to benefit from a bit of aero behind that person in front of me. And it looks like the group's going to be all back together. Doesn't look like we've dropped anyone off the back yet either, so 22 of us still in this race, and it appears that we're all still in the group, so that one's brought back. Good attempt to get away, but the group's worked well to bring that one back. Really liking the new heads-up display by Zwift, as you can see in the centre of the screen now. It just gives you that elevation change in that little map, gives you an idea of the percentage and how long it's going to be for, which is a really nice addition to the Zwift gameplay. Gives you an idea of how long you're going to be on that climb for, what the percentage changes are, and obviously the different colours represent the different gradients. So this is like our first little slope really in this lap. Nothing really too major. Groups stay well together. A few have just pushed off the front, but slowly closing that down now. currently on the sprint segment at the moment, but nobody's really had a pop at that or tried to get away with that one. So groups are staying nicely together. So I'm just gonna push it on a little bit now and see when we get further into the race. As you can see, things have moved on a little bit. We're into the final lap now. Still averaging 269 watts at the moment. This group, we've splintered down to a group of I think 12 now. It's just starting to get a little bit drawn out. Got somebody off the front, 10 seconds gap maintained, and we're starting to chase it back. So just getting myself out of the saddle here, just trying to move up. Just trying to put some watts down and trying to move through to the front so we can try and see if this group will work to close that 10-second gap. At the moment, nobody really is sort of trying to push it to bring it back. I don't really want to be doing all the work, so I'm just trying to sit in and just the odd occasions moving forward just to see what will go with me. As you can see, Zwift is realistic towards the UK weather at the moment. Absolutely chucking it down on Zwift, and as I'm pedalling away in the garage back at home, it's raining outside as well, so very realistic at the moment. That gap at front 17 seconds, and there's a few now just trying to pull away from our group, so just monitoring it, just starting to move again, just seeing if I can sit in a wheel just to bring me across, or if I have to do any work myself. But the gaps are starting to come out. 14 seconds to the leader, and there's two that have got a second on this group now as well. So just watching it, just thinking if we can get our group to work to bring it back. Trying not to do too much myself as well. So I'm just watching it. Obviously, looks like we're bringing it back now. Just using this little gradient here just to put down some extra watts, just to try and see if we can pull this gap back. There's 4 riders ahead of me now. The gap to that front ride has come down to 4 seconds, so we're pulling that one back in. So hopefully by the time we turn the next couple of bends, we should have our group back together. Just making sure I'm not going to get dropped off the back here, just putting in some extra watts just to get up to that group and then settle back down into it again. There we go, back into the group again. Still 12 of us hanging in. So hopefully it'll be the 12 of us ending towards the finish line together. But it's still a long way to go. Still just over 4 miles to the finish line. A lot could happen. So the gaps have started to form now. We did regroup and we're working together, and again a couple have tried to forge their way off the front. Just mindful of who's around me at the moment. There's a 4-second gap, just need to really sort of try and work now to close those gaps down, coming into 3 miles to go to the finish line. So now's the time to make sure that I'm up there and these gaps don't get away from us. Trying to close it down. I think there's 3 now away. There's about 5-second gap between us, so just going to try now and push that, get that gap closed down. Really digging deep now, 50 minutes into this race, 2 miles to go. Got about 3 seconds to the leader, just trying to see if we can close that gap down. Looks like we're going to get across. Just letting some other riders come through so I get a bit of their area draft. And then hopefully once we get to these front 2 riders we can maybe just get our breath back and hopefully get this race finished. Looks like the sun's come out now as well as we go underworld. A few fish around us. But yeah, just a couple of seconds down the road there. Just trying to close that gap. Again, not wanting to do too much. I don't think I've got much of a sprint in me today after a strength and conditioning session yesterday on the legs. So quite happy to just sit in the pack now and just see what happens. So into the final mile now of this race. Just come up that little rise and group seems to be together. That one rider again that's been getting off the front every time has gone again and got some distance in the last couple of seconds. I'll be happy if I can finish in the top 10 of this race. I think after 5-6 months away from Zwift racing, it's quite a lot to learn. Get back into it. At the moment, averaging 270 watts for this race, just under an hour. See what we've got in the legs at the end, but just got this little gradient in a minute to get up, and then we'll be down into the finish straight. Hopefully I'll have something in the legs. Here we go, right under into the descent and towards the finish line. A few people have started to go off the front, move away. Just going to see what I've got in the legs now. Just increasing my watts up to just over 500 watts at the moment. Just trying to move through just to see where I can get a position. Hold the wheel here a little bit. Right hand bend. And then that'll be towards the finish line. Just trying to see if I can kick on a little bit here. Still in the saddle at the moment, just over 500 watts again, just trying to push it on. Sitting in third, I don't think I'm going to hold this to the line, but yeah, here comes a few riders now just moving by me. Out the saddle for a last bit of a dig. Let's see where we end up. Well, there you go, looks like 6th position, 271 watts average. Happy with that.